Hi boys and girls, let's go over our math lesson for today, Tuesday, March 31st. I'm going to review two math sections with you today. We're going to go over 8.1 and 8.2. Both sections are introducing us to the number 20. Now, if you don't want to do both sections at one time in one sitting, you don't have to. I'm just giving us a little bit extra work because we have Wednesday off, so there won't be a math lesson on Wednesday. You can always finish this on Wednesday, or you can get it done on Tuesday since it's pretty easy and it's all working with that number 20. So it's up to you when you do it, but I want to show you how we do it today, okay? We're going to start on page 309, and we have two 10 frames on page 309. You are going to use your counters, whatever you are using at home, whether it's coins or buttons or small game pieces, and you're going to show 20, placing one counter in each box. If we have one 10 frame up here, and one 10 frame down here, these two 10 frames make 20. So boys and girls, there will be no empty boxes when you show your counters. Then you're going to move your counters to the side and you're going to draw them, one counter per box, until you get to 20, filling both 10 frames. Then let's come to page 310. Now we're going to get used to counting and writing 20. So you are going to count your orange slices. How many do you have? You should have this many. If you didn't count 20, go ahead and count again and count a little bit slower. And then we're going to trace our 2 and our 0. Be very careful not to make that 2 backwards. A lot of you have been working very hard at that, okay? Come down to the middle of our page. Again, we see two 10 frames. So you're going to use those same counters that you just used. You're going to place them, one per box, to show 20. And then you're going to move them. And you're going to use a crayon or a pencil to show 20. Okay? Drawing your counters in your boxes. When you come down here to the bottom, problem number 3, our problem is asking you to show 20, but instead of showing it in 10 frames, make a cube train. So if we were in class together, we would have our connecting cubes and we would build them to show 20. So what you're going to do here is you're going to draw them. You're going to make one train and you're going to put 10 in one train. So look here at what I've done. Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's one cube train of 10, but we need to get to 20. So I need another train showing 10. I've started here, 1, 2. You are going to fill in the rest. You're going to make 2 trains with 10 cubes each to show the number 20, okay? Let's come over to page 311. Now here we have a circle of oranges and we need to count them and put that number in the middle. A circle can be tricky to count because unless you keep your finger where you start, you could get lost. You could forget, ooh, did I already count this orange or did I not? And it can be a little bit confusing. So what I like to do is I like to take my crayon and I like to mark where I start. You could put the number 1 in your fruit or on top of it, or you could do what I did and just cross out the first one. This way, when I start counting, I know where I started. I know I already counted this one and I'm not going to count it again. Okay, so mark the orange that you want to start with and then count 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way around until you get to the last orange. and write that number on the line. Same thing down here, you're going to count how many are in a row. This is a little bit easier because it goes straight across, easier to keep track of what you've already counted. When we come to page 312, we have our blue and yellow beads again, and we are going to circle 20 beads starting with our first blue one. So you're going to count 20. My counting took me all the way to the end, and you're going to circle 20 beads. How many blue beads did you count? Check your work. Check to see how many blue you have. I counted 10, and you should count 10 as well. How many yellow beads did you count? Go back and check your yellow beads and put that number right here on the line. Okay? What we're going to do, boys and girls, is we're then going to show our beads in a row, just like we did with that cube train. 10 going across. So I made 10 circles because I counted 10 blue beads. However many yellow beads you count, that's how many you're going to make. You can make yellow circles going across. And then I want you to write your problem at the bottom. So I just added some lines here to help us write our problem. We know that our answer is going to be 20 because we had 20 beads altogether. So we know that we need to end with 20. Our first number comes from the blue beads. How many blue beads do you have? 10. So you're going to place that number on your first line. How many yellow beads do you have? You're going to get that number here, and you're going to have drawn the yellow beads here. You're going to place that number on the second line. 10 plus blank equals 20. So go ahead and make your problem at the bottom. Okay, that's 8.1. And now we're going to move on to 8.2. Again, you can do this when you have the time, but this is pretty simple because it's talking about the exact same thing 8.1 was. So again, working with the number 20, we are going to count. We have 2 cube trains. We're going to count them. We're going to trace the number 20, and we are going to write the word 20. T-W-E-N-T-Y. That's how we spell 20. You are going to count and trace one more time, practicing 2 and 0. All right, if we turn then to page 314, this is just more practice for us counting and writing our numbers. So now we're getting used to seeing that when we have 2 10 frames and they are both full, we know right away that that shows 20. If we look and we see that they're full, we know all automatically that it's 20. We don't have to count, but counting is always a good way to check our work. Okay, so you're going to trace 20. Come down here. We have, looks like a kiwi. We have some kiwi pieces. Both 10 frames are full. How many do we have? Put that number on the line. Come down here, we have some pineapple. Oh, now be careful, boys and girls, because these 10 frames, not both of them are full. Our first one is, but our second 10 frame is not full. We have an empty square. So count your pineapple carefully, place that number on the line, and then come down to the watermelon. Again, we see 2 full 10 frames. What does that tell us? You're going to put that number on the line. Turning to page 315. Now we know how to do this because we did this in the last section in 8.1. So again, pick your piece of fruit that you want to start with. I'm going to start with this one. I'm going to put a big line through it so I know where I've started. You're going to count the fruit you crossed out. You're going to count all the others. Take your time, boys and girls. Don't get tricked. When you come to the last piece of fruit, how many did you count? Put that number here. And then the same thing for the bottom with the pears. You're going to count your 2 rows. Place that number on the bottom. So a lot of practice here, counting and writing. Okay? Then we come to our last page, 316. Again, we see kiwi pieces at the top. You're going to choose one of these numbers, 18, 19, or 20. I'm going to choose 18 today. Circle the number that you choose, and then make your picture match. So you have to see how many kiwi pieces you have. You need to add more to get to whatever number you chose. Okay? So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I need to get to 18. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Whatever number you picked, make your picture match. Then we're coming down to the bottom, and boys and girls, I chose hearts today because I love and miss you guys so much. I have 1 heart here for all of my friends in KB. It's asking you to draw 19 objects. It can be circles, hearts, whatever you want to draw. Draw 19 objects. So that's what I did with my hearts. Count them with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Good. I've made sure now that I have 19 objects. Then we need to add 1 more. I'm going to add 1 more heart. I had 19. Now how many do I have? Count your objects and write your number on the line. All right, that's it for math today, boys and girls. I know that that was a lot, but you guys can do it. Keep up the hard work. I will see you guys so soon. Bye-bye.